Hi everybody, Wendy Cannon from the Dr. Yum Project. Today I am coming to you from outside, so I'm not in a kitchen. And what we're going to talk about is how to navigate a food pantry. So a lot of people in our country right now are experiencing food insecurity, maybe some for the very first time. So it may feel intimidating to go to a food pantry to get some help, but hopefully we'll dispel some of those worries for you today in this video. Okay, we're inside Fredericksburg United Methodist Church. This is one of the pantries in our community that has been able to actually not only just stay open, but build their program because of the requirements for social distancing and lots of buildings being closed. They have a parking lot and they have an area outside where they can conduct a curbside pantry. And so we're going to show you what a shopper who comes here might receive on any given day. So this pantry, I'm going to introduce you to Trish Vaughn, who has been instrumental in getting this whole program going. And this pantry's open Monday through Friday, correct? 1 to 3. So you can come here to downtown Fredericksburg, to Fredericksburg United Methodist Church, and you will be able to receive some of these wonderful offerings. So Trish, let's walk everybody through what you might get if you come to this pantry.
Okay. We started doing the TFAP distribution probably almost a little less than a year ago, and that is a USDA program called the Temporary Food Assistance Program. That is the new piece that we have added. So if you are a family of 4 or less today, you would basically get these bags here. The first 2, closer to Wendy, are TFAP foods. And then the second one is a pre-packed pantry bag that we have packed. And then we always try and have other self-serve items. Like today we have big bags of flour and cereal so people can pick boxes.
Okay.
And then we have some bread here in the bag as well.
And you've been asking people if they have children. You're starting to get some diapers
and baby food donations too. So if they have babies, we look for the size diapers and wipes, and we can give them whatever we can.
Okay, Trish, let's go ahead. And so this is bread from that you've gleaned from Pantry, correct? Mm-hmm. I'm going to go ahead and open this pantry bag and let's see what someone might get today.
And our packers usually follow a recipe. And then there's also some things that they can just choose themselves.
Okay, to make it a personal fun thing. Yeah, so I see someone chose these. You had a lot of Girl Scout cookie donations, I'm sure. So in this bag, it looks like we have some granola bars, which would be great for breakfast and snacks. We have pancake mix, which will also be great. We've got 2 packages of spaghetti, and then we have some canned items in here. Looks like we have potatoes, green beans, chili style beans, which would be great for making your own chili or adding to a soup. We do have a canned beef stew, some more green beans, and chili style beans. So that putting these together for a family would actually really, really be useful. And then 2 cans of corn. And I see something in here. Let's see, what is this? Oh, and this is information about the Virginia Family Nutrition Program from the Virginia Cooperative Extension. So it provides some extra resources for people. Okay, that's great. So everybody coming would get a pantry bag. Mm-hmm. And then if people are able to qualify for TFAP, they're gonna get what's in here, right?
Yeah, and right now, you don't really even need to qualify for TFAP. Normally there's an income requirement. Mm-hmm. Now there is not. The only TFAP requirement right now is you can only get TFAP once every 14 days from any location, and that's why we check people in.
Okay, so you check people in, and then you know, and then they're able to access this for their family. Okay, let's see what's in here. This looks awesome. This will be so helpful for a family right now. A big bag of cheddar cheese, a large bag of potatoes, and a large bag of apples. I'm gonna put the brown bag down so we can sort of get a good look at everything that would be here. Okay, I see these items here. Is this also part of TFAP?
No, it is not. We don't have TFAP meats right now.
Oh, okay, but this was donations?
So these were donations, so we want to give people
wonderful.
Meat if we can. Right now, that is ground lamb.
Ground lamb here, and an easy mac and cheese that you could cook in the microwave or in the stove. All right, looks like we have some other great snack items or baking items, some mixed nuts and fruits. And we have mashed potatoes, beef stew. So really, this would be such a help, Trish. Really, really amazing.
And just, you know, the inventory might change on what we can order on TFAP, but we try and
yeah. Oh, so you have some choices where you guys can sort of put together something you think that makes sense.
Sometimes it's fruit. Sometimes.
So we've got elbows here. It looks like we've got a whole package of the small applesauces. I'm not going to pull them all out. We've got tomato soup, vegetable soup. I'm actually gonna slide my potatoes over so I have a little room here. Okay, let's see what else is in here. More soups, tomato and vegetable soup. And that's great because if you're feeding a larger family, then you have enough you can put two together. This is low sodium tomato sauce, which would really combine great with your lamb and your spaghetti that you have, or your elbows. You can make a great casserole. Some more tomato sauce, which is such a versatile pantry staple. And then of course these are the applesauces. So I am looking at this table and I'm thinking this would be amazing for anyone right now who is feeling the pressure of either loss of job or a reduction in your hours. And this is one thing that could help your family right now so that you could reserve some funds for other bills that you need to pay. And this would be a great supplement. And
every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. So we really appreciate, Trish, everything that you're doing here. This is making a huge difference in our community.
And it's been a multi-church, multi-community event. We've got volunteers from multiple churches and packers, and it's just amazing. I mean, it wouldn't happen without everybody help. And financial donations from churches that are not having their pantries as well.
That's wonderful. There are a lot of different organizations in our community that are working with food insecurity, food access, and fresh food access. And so we'll definitely link some of these organizations in our video here so you know about Fredericksburg resources that are out there, the food bank, the farmers market, the SNAP match program, and other pantries that are able to be open right now. And one thing I find helpful that I advise people to check out is the Fred Food VA free app that you can download, and that's gives you all of the pantries, their hours, and when they're open, and whether they're able to operate during this time or not. So check out Fred Food VA app, and that will connect you with those resources. Do you mind if I take this off to talk? Okay, I'll stay social distance from you. I'm outside of the food pantry right now at a different section. Inside we talked about how you can get your TFAB box or your regular pantry bag. If you qualify for something called Food for Life, you would also be able to come here. And I'm gonna let Ron tell you what Food for Life is all about.
This is a program for people within a certain income range, depending on the number in their household, and they have to be 60 years or older. Anyone 60 years or older can apply, and they will get one box like this, and cheese, and sometimes we've given out juice.
Okay, Ron, I'm going to go ahead and open one of these and let's see what someone getting Food for Life might be able to get. Within this box, you have some information from the food bank on your nutrition and even some cooking ideas and recipe ideas, so that's a great resource there. You'll get chicken, rice. Oh, this is a great box this time. Oats. Oh, great. Shelf-stable milk here, which is wonderful. Peanut butter. Vegetarian beans. Oh, and Ron did mention juice. There's actually orange juice in here. I'm going to tuck it back in so I can fit everything back in here. You do get the beef stew and some spaghetti pasta. And then there's a hot cereal, farina, cream of wheat, and cans of spaghetti sauce, cans of applesauce, cans of green beans, low sodium, which is great, cans of potatoes, and these are sliced, so you could put those into like a casserole or a scalloped potato type of thing, or use them in a soup. Speaking of soups, you'll get some vegetable soup. And last but not least, some fruit cocktail. So this is an incredible box that will help people who are seniors or on disability. And if you qualify for this, this would be a great addition to what you get at the pantry with your pantry bag and your TFAB products. I'm joining you from my home now, and I just wanted to say again that there are so many people right now who are going to food pantries for the first time, and we want to be a resource to help you with that. So we hope this video is helpful so you could see what a food pantry is like, the kind of things you would get, and then maybe what you can do with the things when you get home. A few things that I think about when after I pulled the stuff out of the food pantry bag and thought about things I could make at home. One thing I thought is it's important that since you're getting some of those staples, those shelf staple items at the food pantry, you can reserve some of your grocery budget to get a few fresh staples that are great to have in your fridge and in your pantry. So one thing I would recommend is getting some onions and some garlic, because those two things will amp up the flavor of whatever you're making. So onions and garlic are a great thing to get, and they're not very expensive. A few veggies you could keep on hand, which are also not very expensive and last a long time in the fridge, are carrots. So get a bag of the big carrots, a big bag. It'll last a long time, and you can use it in many recipes. You might want to pick up some celery, which is another flavor booster for soups and stews. You might want to pick up some bell peppers, because those go in a lot of those type of chilies or stews that you might be making using some of the ingredients you got at the food pantry. So when I was thinking about different things I could make at home, the first thing I thought of was, ooh, I can make a chili, because there were these chili beans and the ground lamb, and that would be delicious. And I would just need like an onion and some peppers. And then there was that frozen mac and cheese, which really wouldn't be enough to feed a family a full meal. But if you cook the frozen mac and cheese and had a pot of chili and make chili mac, then everybody kind of gets a little bit of both things. I loved that in the pantry bag we had those fresh potatoes. Those will last a long time. You could do a bunch of different things with them. And the fresh apples. So the apples you really can use as snacks and sides. So if you want to have a fruit side with whatever dinner you're making, just slice up apples, put them on the table. It's perfect. The other things seem like, you know, most people would know what to do with spaghetti, tomato sauce, canned fruit, canned veg. I hope I'm going to show you a way that you can maybe elevate the flavor of some of the things that were in the pantry box this week, and really stretch it out so it would feed a larger group of people or a larger family, or last a while throughout some leftovers. So I'm going to be introducing you to something that we love on Dr. Yum's website, dryum.org. Find the Meal-O-Matic, and we are going to be doing the busy night bake. I have in my pot here, this is the ground lamb, and it's cooked with some onion and garlic, and I had a few carrots in the fridge, so I chopped those up and threw them in there with it too. So this is going to be the base for our busy night bake, and this beef stew is going to be transformed into the sauce that's going to make this bottom of the busy night bake really delicious. So this is the beef stew that we got, and I'm just going to cut this off and put this in here. And this will be a really great way to stretch this meal, because maybe this stew would not be enough to feed your whole family a full dinner. Oh, I see some really nice, you can, if you want to come over here and see, some really nice chunks of carrots in this beef stew and potatoes. So it's really going to go great with the bake. So make sure I get it all out of here. And it's also going to impart some extra flavor and seasoning, because this beef stew is already like basically ready to heat and eat. So by combining these two things, it really stretched out the protein of this meal. and will make it great for serving a larger family or a smaller family and having leftovers for the next day. So we're gonna see, this really just needs a quick heat because it's gonna bake in the oven so that everything can come together. So I'm gonna turn this off to heat and come right over here to my baking dish. With your baking dish, this might not stick too much, but it's always a good idea if you have some of this non-stick spray, just to go ahead and give it a little coating on the edges, especially where we'll have the potatoes and cheese coming in. The bottom layer will be your meat and sauce. Whoops, stay in there. You just wanna smooth it out to the edges of your baking dish. And you can really see how hearty this is gonna be for your dinner. The next part is gonna be our canned veg. Remember, we had green beans and corn that we got in our bag, so I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle this right on top. So I have my potatoes and my cheese here, so I'm gonna get ready to layer the rest of the bake. And I just wanted to show you that we have this nice package of instant mashed potatoes, and there's still plenty left in here. And look how much I have to put on top of our bake. So this is a really good portion here. So the way you do a bake is you just kind of plop some on in along the way, and then we'll smooth it out here in a minute. But I just sort of get an idea of how much I think I need. I may not even need all of the potatoes that I made, which is fine. You can save these and do like potato pancakes in the morning for breakfast, or just have these as a side. I don't need all of this, so this looks perfect. And look, I still have this that can go in as leftovers, so that'll be great. Now I'm just gonna spread this out, and you just wanna spread it kind of gently because you don't want to catch your veggies up in the potatoes. And then go around and seal the edge up so that everything will, all the flavors and the stuff will get sealed in there. So just cover that up. And this is kind of fun. You can have some helpers help you with the spreading and sealing. Now some people don't, this is like a shepherd pie. We're calling it Busy Night Bake here with Dr. Yum Project. A lot of people don't put cheese on it, and if you're allergic to cheese or you don't have cheese, you don't have to. A nice thing to do is to sprinkle some paprika on top just to give it a little color, or you could even do a little breadcrumb topping if you want, or just dot some butter on there, and that butter will toast up nice and brown. So you don't have to have a topping besides your potato layer, but I'm just gonna get a smidge more over here in the corner. At my house, we don't always use cheese because my daughter's allergic to cheese, so if we make hers, it's without a cheese top. Okay, so just smooth it out a little bit, and then you can see there's still plenty of room for the cheese to fit on. So just do a thin layer. You don't want it really piled on. You just want a thin layer of cheese. So I'm just gonna crack a little pepper on for color, and then we'll pop this in the oven and give it a bake. And we'll see how it looks. Now this won't need to cook long because your meat's already cooked, the stew's already pre-cooked, the canned veg just needs to get heated, the potatoes were just off the stove so they're kind of warm anyway. So really you're trying to heat everything all the way through and get the cheese nice and bubbly on the top. So maybe 15 minutes at 350, 375, and we'll take a look and see how it is, and we'll bring it out and try some. Okay, our Busy Night Bake is out of the oven. Make sure you go to dryum.org and check out the Meal-O-Matic and play around with the Busy Night Bake, and you'll see lots of different variations that you can use to make your own bake at home. Of course, this one I made with the ground lamb and the beef stew because that's what I had. But you could also do this vegetarian. You could use your base layer, could be lentils or chickpeas, and you can use different veggies in your middle layer. You could use sweet potatoes on the top. You could use quinoa on the top. There are lots of different ways you can put a bake together. But it's a really nice way to have all of your food groups in one dish, and it's great for leftovers. So, like I said, sliced apples would make a great side for this, because all of our veggies and meat and our carb potatoes are all in here. So I've got my sliced apples, and I'm gonna get a little bit of the Busy Night Bake here on, whoop, let me get my plate closer. Closer, closer. The first piece is always the hardest to get out. But I have my Busy Night Bake right here. I wanna make sure I get the good bottom part. Okay, so you can see, I just took one little portion. You can see this is gonna feed a lot of people and you'll have good leftovers. So let's see how this tastes. And I hope you'll try this at home. It's a little hot, it really did just come out. I give it a super yum. Hope you'll try it at home. Bye.